How you doing tonight? Yes, yes, I remember you was like, oh, we was talking about like your girl had to catch up. I thought I was caught up, but I wasn't caught up. But now I'm caught up. Trust and believe me. Hey, Sierra and Black Butterfly. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Come on in. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up on the vid show. Child, hit the thumbs up on the vid show. Yes, y'all ready for this? Is y'all ready for this? This last episode of the excuse me, the Handmaid's Tale. Lord, it's like it keeps building up and keeps building up, but for a minute it was like super slow, and I'm like, when is it gonna just burst? Because I'm like, I keep anticipating, like, when is June gonna do something? Like, come on, June, do something. But I hopefully next episode gonna be about June. Yes, June done went crazy. Y'all see the look in her eyes? Like, June, this chick is a good character. I mean, she's a good actress. She's a good actress. And I mean, from the beginning of season 1 to now, she looks like one of them bras. I'm not gonna step on her foot. I'm not gonna accidentally brush her on her shoulder when I'm walking past her. She is like, it's like all her feelings has just like left her body. Like everything, like she's numb, she's enraged, she's out for revenge, y'all. June is ready to set it off. She is ready to set it off. You said you think she is on to something. Yes, I do think she is on to something too. And now, she had been trying to first she tried to get Serena on her side. That wasn't working. First she tried to get Serena on her side. I think Serena is going to eventually come around, but Serena is taking too long, for June. She's taking too long for June, so she's like, okay, I'm gonna leave you, Serena, alone. She done sliced her up and stuff in the hospital, sliced her arm up and stuff in the hospital, when they was tackling each other for the scalpel. And she's like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna leave June over here. She'll come around eventually, maybe. Maybe. But for the meantime and in between time, she's like, okay, I need a team. And I'm so glad Commander Lawrence finally, I can't believe it's taking so long, but he seems like he's just at his wit's end, especially after what they made him and June do. And it's like, I kind of felt bad for Commander Commander Lawrence. Hey, Blessed Programmer. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, Serena thinks she can take over, but she's taking too long. But you said it seems she's starting to believe their lies. Mm-hmm. Yep. You got it. You got it. But I was first feeling kind of bad for Commander Lawrence, but then you have to realize he was like one of the main people who set Gilead up. He was one of the main people to set everything in motion for this new world, for this new USA, the new United States. He was like, on the front line, when they set up all the rules and regulations, all the policies, when they separated all the women, when they made the handmaids, they made the Marthas, and the ladies in the colonies who got to work there basically to the end of their life, unless they're blessed and pulled back into Gilead to be a handmaid Martha. I don't know, but he is like, for the longest, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm reaching, but I'm not gonna tell y'all yet what I'm reaching for, because y'all know when I be reaching, I sometimes I'm like right on it. I'm like right on it when I'm reaching, but I'm gonna tell y'all that later. But for now, as far as you said they're coming after him to see if he, yeah, don't you think that was messed up? And see, that's why I felt bad for him, because it's like he helped set this in rotation. But then when he saw the, okay, first of all, we find out that his wife, with her bipolar, mental illness and whatnot, and find out that they've been trying different drugs on her, and it seemed like nothing is working. They finally like, okay, we ain't gonna put her on no drugs no more. I don't know what they want her to do. If they want her to kill herself, kill somebody else, I don't know what they want her to do. But I guess that's the main reason why she, or better yet, why her husband, Commander Lawrence, didn't want her to have children in the first place, because of her bipolarism. I guess he was kind of afraid, if she would have if she had all them different drugs in her body, trying to have birth and the baby coming out, because the women who have babies that are defected and deformed, those are the ones that they like put out into the pastures per se in the colony. The ones who can't have kids, the ones who have kids that are retarded or missing limbs or, die and stuff like that. So, being that she was bipolar and taking all these drugs, I think he was kind of afraid for her to have children. And that's why he kept telling her, babe, no, wifey, whatever, we can't have no children right now. But then she was like, okay, if we can't have children, you don't want us to have children, you come up with this plan for all these ladies, who can't bear children, to get a handmaid, but she don't want him to sleep with his handmaid. And she never has wanted him to sleep with his handmaid. And that brings me to why their handmaids don't usually work out too well in their household. But his wife, to hear her scream and howl when she found out that he was being forced upon June, that right there was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Eleanor. She was like, she's kind of like a little kid, in a sort of way, because she's not all there. But the strange thing about Eleanor, y'all, she pays a lot of attention, huh? She pays a lot of attention. I was surprised when she knew where the files was. Like, can you believe she knew where the files was? Where exactly the files was? But then, remember the other box that she had came across? She's like, oh my God, I've been looking for this forever. Like, something that she's been looking for forever, she couldn't come across in that basement with all that stuff. But she knew exactly where the files was for all the stolen children. She knew where all the files was. I'm like, is she like... She keeping her eye on her husband the whole time. She keeping her eye on her husband the whole entire time. But y'all, okay, remember when before they got back, before June and them got back, afterwards, okay, after her partner passed, and I thought that was kind of sad too, in a way, after her walking partner, she was, well, not in a coma, but they was keeping her alive. They was keeping her alive for the sake of her baby. In June, they made June for months be on her knees, till her knees were bloody red and raw. She couldn't walk. She limping and everything. Her knees were so ruined because they forced her to be on her knees for months. And I think that was punishment. For basically fighting with her walking partner, and also for all the drama that she sent the Waterfords through. Like, for one, she was rebellious. She was sleeping with the driver, Nick. She snuck her daughter and others out of Gilead. So I think this was kind of like just building up, on her. And so when they punished her and told her, you gonna be praying and you gonna be on your knees till your walking partner comes home. or till she delivers that baby, or until she delivers the baby, whether dead or alive. Whether the baby comes out dead or whether the baby comes out alive, you was gonna stay on your knees. Can you imagine being on your knees for months? Like for months. I can barely be on my knees long enough to pray to God at night. I'll be on one knee, Father God, in the name of Jesus, I thank you for waking me up this morning, Father God, in the name of Jesus, on the other knee. And I thank you for blessing me and my children, da, 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 on the other knee. And Father God, in the name I'm like, should I be up there? Like, let me just sit on my butt and pray. But she had to be on her knees for months. And when she finally got up and was ready to, after her walking partner, gave birth to her baby, and, they told her that she could come home and all that. Her knees, they were so nasty and raw. I was like, ugh. But I thought that was messed up. But also, what do y'all think about, you said, but remember the first handmaid got away, so they think that he is not a bot. Right, exactly. Because she helped them, yes. Because June been helping people get away. So, as far as, okay. What you were saying, Tata. As far as Commander Waterford, I think he was actually trying to play June by what he did. Like, y'all know Commander Waterford really was into June, right? Y'all do know that, right? Like, even though he was supposed to be just having relations with her just to bear a child for him and Serena, he really started having feelings for her. He started meeting her outside the house and all this. Then he got jealous when he found out she was with Nick. And when he found out that who the baby, father really was and all that. So I think that was kind of payback for her. Like when the other commander from DC, when he asked her, he said, how do you like, the household where you've been placed with the Lawrences? And she was like, oh, I like it. They're treating me very respectful. I'm enjoying, where she's living. That right there sent Waterford through the roof. He tried to play it off. And nobody really noticed but his wife, Serena. Serena was sitting in the cut like, what the... Because while the other commander was asking the questions, Waterford was looking like, he's treating her very respectful. Like, what handmaid uses those? What handmaid so far have we seen that's up there like, oh, I really love where I stay. The house is wonderful. The Marthas treat me well. The commander treats me well. They're so respectful. I mean, them handmaids don't like the situations that they are in. And so for her to say that, he knew something was up. He read right between the lines, and he knew that they were not having relations. He knew it. He was like, oh, okay, what? Okay, so y'all want to break the rules? Y'all want to break the rules? So that was kind of like his way of getting back at June for everything that she had put him through and everything she had put Serena through. So he was like, okay. And that's when he came up to the other commander, Serena. He was like, I think we need to teach them a lesson. There are some people in here that, we don't think are adhering to the, the rules and regulations and policies of Gilead. And so we need to teach them a lesson, and we need to make sure that they understand their position and play their part in this new world. Hey, Can, what's up, Candace? How you doing? Thanks for joining the live. We just up here chit-chatting about the Handmaid's Tale, the last episode of the Handmaid's Tale. You said, Tanya, I'm talking Joseph first handmaid. Yeah. The one that got away? Yep, I know which one you're talking about. Excuse me. And that's another reason why they were trying to make sure that he's actually, the Commander Lawrence, that he's actually doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing with his handmaids. So I thought that was it was kind of messed up, but it's like, okay, like June said to Commander Waterford, at least it wasn't you. I'm doing wonderful, Candace. Thank you for asking. But she was like, yeah, and everybody don't forget to thumbs up the video on the way in. Please make sure you thumbs up the video on the way in. You said she seen they were racking little girls in like bread. Yes. Yes. They had how, oh my God. And then the commander, the one from DC, how many kids did they have? Like 6, 7. I think they had like 6 or 7. And again, y'all know I said last time that I think he ain't even messing with his wife. The way he was on the sneak, trying to, holler at, trying to push up on Commander Waterford, feeling all on his back, rubbing all on his back and his shoulders, and telling him he's a nice fit and all this kind of stuff. Remember when he had that pool stick? Remember when he bent over in front of Mr. Waterford and he had his butt and his back all arched up in front of Mr. Waterford? I was like, what the heck? Mr. Waterford was looking at his butt like, I'm like, oh my God. But I think that's the real reason why they're not having children. And then, of course, with Commander Lawrence, they not having children because his wife on all that medicine and she's bipolar and all that kind of stuff. You said, did you hear what the little girl said to June when she was in the hospital? No, I didn't hear. What'd she say, Tata? What'd she say? I probably did, but I don't remember. I probably did, but I don't remember. So yes, please remind me. What'd she say? You said, you can't black butterfly. Let me make sure I get all the comments. Now they are coming after him. So you see it, biting by the rules. Yep. Serena thinks she goes, okay. I read everybody's. I'm making sure I didn't miss any comments. Tata, for now, you gotta tell us what she said. Because I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. Or I could have missed it. Or I don't remember. But yeah, let us know what the little girl said. I'm up here. I got all these screens open. But you know what? We still don't know the complete story. Like the complete story of why Gilead came together. We don't know the complete story. We know some of the details. You said that was getting them ready. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what you were talking about. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know exactly what you were referring to. And then June was like, that's going to be her daughter in a few years. I remember. Yeah. I heard that part. I thought you might have talking about something else. But yeah, she had heard them talking about, because remember they was like, why do they have all these little girls, or why are these little girls, they said they were sick. That's what they thought. They said, why are these little girls, these little sick girls, we don't want them to be near us or near the babies or near, and then they was like, them girls ain't sick. They just at the hospital to make sure that they good and ready to go and that they're coming along really well before they bloom so they can be assigned. And it's kind of like, I think it's kind of like how they did back in the day, where they had remember back in the day where all the females and the women, they were ready to go at like 12, 13, 14. In some countries that's how it was, and way back in the day, that's how it was. So yeah, they're breeding them. That's what they're doing. They're breeding them and getting them ready for other commanders, so they can have a lot of kids for a lot of people and make some awesome handmaids. In other words, you said breeding them for this person. Yep. They getting them ready to have children. Yep. But as far as what was I gonna say? As far as the handmaid, as far as June goes, she's come up with a plan. Now it took everything for Mr. Lawrence to be like, okay, I'm gonna get you a truck. Like, he finally understood Like, it took a long time for him. Remember how June said, you act like you didn't think it would ever come around to you. Like, he and his wife, she don't want him touching nobody. She don't want him touching nobody. Y'all saw her break down. She break down. She started screaming and crying. And basically, she knows. She might be bipolar, but she knows what's going on. And she was like, they will kill us. They will kill us. If we don't do what she kind of like, I can't remember exactly what she said word for word, but she kind of like sounded like she was getting to the point where she'd rather be dead than to suffer, watching her hand, because she can't, how they supposed to be, right? The wives, they supposed to sit on the bed, spread their legs, and the handmaid is supposed to lay between them against their chest. And the husband is supposed to have relations with the handmaid, but staring at the wife's eyes at the same time to kind of make it seem like, I don't know how they figure that, but kind of make it seem like the wife and the husband is actually making love to each other and trying to procreate with each other. I don't know how that ever makes any kind of sense to me. especially if they get like somebody, like maybe somebody really young, really pretty, or maybe really tight per se, and they up there looking at their wife. And that's what happened to Mr. Waterford, to Officer Waterford. He got that good. He got that good in June, and he was like, they only supposed to do it once a month. They only supposed to have the ceremony like once a month. And Commander Waterford was like, she got that good. He trying to get it popping any chance he get, and still couldn't get her pregnant. Yes. You said that would never be going on in the bed. So yeah, Eleanor, she's like, I'm not about to sit on no bed and have her between my legs and you up there doing what you do to her, and I have to sit there and stare into your eyes. We gotta do this every single month till they have a baby, and then it doesn't stop. Like June said, it doesn't stop. Even if June gets pregnant, June have to go off to another family, to another commander, and once their baby gets a little older, the Lawrences, they have to do it all over again. Because they don't get to have just one baby, thanks to the guy in D.C. who got like 6, 7, 11, 12 of them little jokers running around the house. But so yeah, she finally convinced him, along with his wife flipping out and going, cray cray. He's finally convinced that he needs to get his wife out of there. But will he come too? I don't know if he'll come with. And he was like, yeah, this could possibly make me a hero. Because he is like he is like a soldier. He is like, if he was to leave and go to Canada, he could be like arrested. Basically, for what all them commanders, they could be arrested. If he goes to Canada, he just don't get to go into Canada and, oh yeah, we're going to give you a home and we're going to assign you a job and you're going to get the EBT card till you get on your feet and Medicaid and all that other kind of stuff, and you're going to get this, the Section 8 housing and all that kind of stuff. No. The only way that he can come with his wife is if he gives them something that they can use to try to shut down Gideon. Or, like June said, if he brings them some children. So, we shall see what's going on, because in the beginning, June was mainly just worried about her daughter. She is mainly worried about her daughter. She was mainly worried about, the daughter she had before, Hannah. And then baby Nicole. She was mainly worried about them. But now she's like, after being in that position for 2 months, on her knees, pretending like she was praying and going crazy in that all stalk white hospital room with her walking partner while she's up there bleeding to death and all this kind of stuff. She went, June is out for revenge. So instead of just trying to get her baby Hannah out of there, who is now, how old is Hannah now? Is she 7, 8? I know it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years. You said, but the main secret is June's baby is not Mr. Waterford. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's Nick's. Yeah, yeah. I mean, not he. She's Nick's. The little baby is Nick's. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Waterford can't have no kids. Mr. Waterford can't have no kids. I don't know what's wrong with his but you know what? In their society, if they don't have children, they blame it on the wives. In their society, men are not infertile. In Gilead, that's how they see it. If they can't have no children, it's their wives' fault. that's how you know they see it in their new world. In their new world. But yeah, so like, 5 years ago, it was basically a group of religious extremists, and they named themselves the Sons of Jacob. And basically what they did, they turned radical and refigured the whole existence of America and turned it into a Republic of Gilead. And none of the men are infertile. That's what they believe, which is not true, of course, because Officer Waterford, he can't have children, and his wife even knows that. So they don't believe that the men are impotent. They don't believe that. All the women who haven't been able to have children, they blame it on them. So, with the birth rate declining and everything, they blamed it on them. You say, yeah, he know already. Mm-hmm. Yep, he knows. Yep. I think we found that out. We found that out during, like, season 2, I think. Yeah, like season 2, I think, that the baby wasn't Nick's. But yeah, in this new world, the women, they're breeders, they're caretakers, and colony workers. Besides the wives, of course. Besides the wives, the women are breeders, caretakers, or colony workers working out there in those fields and stuff, for life. Kind of like a prison death sentence. And the men are supposed to be soldiers, providers, and architects. You said he will be charged for... Exactly. Yep. He'll be charged for war crimes. Yep. Exactly. So, do y'all think he is going to help her get the children, or just help her get his wife out? Because he's like, I'll get you a truck. And what's up with... Okay, this is where y'all need to help me out. Help me out. Help a girl out. With the the scones. What's up with the scones? Like at the end when they showed all them scones all in the baskets taking up the whole entire kitchen. What's in the scones? They talking about, oh, we ain't gonna need no bus or no truck. We gonna need a boat. So I'm like, what's up? That's where they confused me. That's where I was confused. And I watched the show, that part, a few times, and I kept rewinding to every time they talked about the scones. But I was like, what's up with the scones? And I'm like, is they gonna, like, put poison in the scones and try to, like, I don't know, put everybody to sleep so they can sneak all the children out of the house? I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how they going to get all these kids out of all those homes. You said, do Mr. Waterford knows he can't have it? Oh, I think he does. I think he does, because if I remember correctly, in Black Butterfly, if you remember, let us know. But if I remember correctly, June and him had a little conversation about that, and maybe Serena did too. And it was like, they didn't just blatantly say you can't have kids, but there was an argument, there was an argument, and June, no, Serena and June was like, you know, you can't have kids, or you knew that kid wasn't yours, or something like that. I can't remember the exact words that were said, but he knows he can't have kids. He knows he can't have kids. Shoot. But yeah, and so, Serena, that's the whole reason why she hasn't been able to have no babies. And then as far as the Lawrences, with his wife being bipolar and on all those medications and stuff like that, they couldn't have no babies. And as far as the what's the commander, the one from DC, uh I still think that the reason why his wife hasn't had children is because I think he's an undercover brother. I think he's straight up gay. He's straight up gay. That's what I think. That's what I really think. But you know what would be real crazy, y'all? What would be real crazy, and this is where I said I was kind of reaching. What would be real crazy, y'all, is if most of the men in Gilead were gay. Have y'all considered that after checking out the scenes that happened in DC and his wife not having kids because they're basically not having relations? I mean, have y'all considered that? Like, a lot of the women can't have, a lot of the women were barren because of all the chemicals, in the colonies, all the chemicals, basically this show is like a in the future show. So it's kind of like how we've always been told the ozone layer, the cars, the chemicals, the gases, all this kind of stuff is going to eventually start killing off people or affect, how we live or how we, affect us having children and all that. We've been kind of hearing stuff like that through the years, bits and pieces here and there from scientists. But it basically comes into fruition into this show. And in the colonies where some of the people got to work until they die, or, they work there as punishment or whatnot, till they die, a lot of those chemicals and stuff is a reason why some of the ladies cannot have kids. But on the flip side, I really do think I don't know why. I didn't really start feeling that way until they went to DC. And I saw that commander. I mean, and Commander Waterford, he didn't say anything to the DC commander. Like, he knew he was flirting with him. He knew he was coming on to him. He knew he was making advances to him. But he didn't do anything that we know of. Because any other man would have been like, bruh, if you don't get your butt out of my face, if you don't keep your hands all off of me. And see, that's where I was like, what's really going on? And see, I'm reaching right there. I could be wrong, but I'm reaching. I just had that idea in my head ever since they visited DC. But I could be wrong. But that I was just like, wouldn't that be crazy? Because the whole point of Gilead's existence is based on like I said, we got the Marthas, we got the Handmaids, we got the ladies in the colonies, then we had the wives, then we had the commanders, and they're not supposed to be gay, they're not supposed to be lesbian, none of that. They're not supposed to be having sex without being married. They're not supposed to have kids out of wedlock. It's basically, they went to the Old Testament. That's basically the gist of this show. They went back to the Old Testament, but the Handmaids and the Marthas and the colony ladies, they're treated kind of like black women back in the slavery days. Where, the man of the house would have, relations with the black women. And they would have babies with them. And they would take their babies. And then the black women will continue to work on the land, clean up the house, take care of the the masters and the misses babies, and raise them and all that kind of stuff. Um so they're not supposed to sin per se. So that's why I said, wouldn't it be crazy if some of the men, besides that one commander, we already know. But wouldn't it be crazy if a lot more of them was like that, and that's why they wives can't have children? I was like, that's a thought. You said, dude, Mr. Werewolf, oh yeah, you said it is a yes or no. June told on Serena to him already. You said June told on Serena to him. I would be done. Oh, you said I don't know. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I was a wife, and this in this situation, it's like okay. Now, to show how much the Commander Lawrence, to show how much he really, really loves his wife Eleanor, even after him and June was basically forced to, try to have a baby, have relation stuff. He had like the morning after pills, and he had offered to June, and she was like, "Now you already know. If they find out that we're taking any kind of contraceptives in order to not have a baby, they would basically be thrown into a pit of dogs and torn apart by a pit of dogs." Now that is something we have not seen yet. We done seen them be hung. We done seen them have their eyeballs snatched out. We done seen them cut their fingers off. We done seen them cut their arms off. We done seen them do all these, evil things. But we have yet to see somebody being ripped and shredded apart by dogs. So, June was like, nah. If I get pregnant, I just get pregnant. If I get pregnant, I just get pregnant. And what I think June would do, she would probably try the same thing. When she had that baby, she would try to get that baby out of Gilead and get it up to Canada and to the new free world. But yeah, this episode, I mean, it was moving more towards the direction that we've been wanting to, which is, come on, June, do something, June, make a move, bust a move. Hey, did I see Miss Naturally? Hey, Miss Naturally Norlands, thanks for tuning in tonight. Hey, you been listening in? Thank you so much. Everybody, make sure you thumbs up the live. But yeah, so now we have to wait and see what June is going to do. Because June, I mean, just her eyes, like, oh my God, when she was walking home from the hospital, and she was like, her eyes, the way she was walking, like she was just like determined, she wasn't thinking, she wasn't hearing nothing else, she was just focused on her new plans. Because like she said, she knows what her purpose is now. She knows exactly what her purpose is. And her purpose is to get all the children of the handmaids out of Gilead. So now we just gotta wait and see how she's gonna figure this out. But y'all, what about the scones? Do y'all have any idea? Because like I said, I'm lost on that part. I'm totally lost on the scones. Like, did you see all those scones they made? And I don't get it. I just don't get it. So I was hoping that maybe one of you guys who watched the show maybe had some insight on the scones. Because they made about 200-300 of them bad boys. And I'm like, the only thing I can think of is them like putting something in them, like some, I don't know, like some sleeping medicine, some not poison, like not to necessarily kill anybody, but I don't know. I'm thinking, okay, they got to get a truck. They got all these scones. they got to get the kids. They got to get, Officer Lawrence's wife out. I'm just like, oh my God. I don't know, y'all. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, if y'all have any ideas what that's about, please let me know. And if anybody watches this, comes in late and rewinds it and, watches through and you figure out what these doggone scones is for, because I just don't think they just for them to eat. I don't think it's something they gonna do something with them scones. Yes, Tata, it's wartime. And I'm like I was going crazy trying to figure out, like, what the hell is going on with these scones? Like, what's going on? I don't know, but we shall see, y'all. We shall see. But, y'all, oh, yeah. If y'all didn't check out the video that I uploaded earlier, some of y'all probably already watched it, but the video that I uploaded earlier, it was so funny. I was like driving through the hood. I was driving through the hood in my city. Just driving through the hood. I stopped at the corner store to get some snacks for the kids. Give me a little something to sip on. And got me some gas. And next thing I know, I look over to the side. And I see some Indian riding a cow in the hood. I was like, hold up. I've been working a lot of hours lately. I've been working overtime at my main job. I've been doing YouTube videos every day. Baking cakes, for people and events and I just been doing all kind of stuff lately. I'm up here like, is this... Y'all... I was tripping. I'm like, is that a cow? He in the hood? A cow. I was like, oh, hell no. This ain't right. This ain't right. This is in the hood. I mean, like, the hood. And so I was like, okay, let me turn my car around. I gotta see what's going on. Is it like, is he late for a parade? Is he late for a carnival? Is there supposed to be a petting cow thing going on? I'm like, what is going on here? And so I drove around after I got my gas and everything. I drove around the parking lot of the corner store and I'm recording. I was saying, let me record this. I take out my cell phone and I start recording. And police truck, the SUVs, the police SUVs, they pulled up and they started talking to the man on the cow. And I'm up here recording. Girl, you hear people up there. I'm gonna take my horse to that old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I mean, we in the hood. And all these dudes is walking past with their bottles. And they, doing whatever. And they like, no, this fool ain't got a cow. That's like, come on, that's like a cow in the projects. Y'all, do y'all see what I'm talking about? I was like, come on, this is crazy. So anyway, they up there, everybody, people just burst out singing that song. I'm like, that's not no horse though. That's a cow. So I was up there, I was like, I'm gonna take my cow to the old country road. Cause I'm like, what this man's supposed to be in the country with this thing. Like, what? Okay. Check the video out, y'all. Check the video out. That stuff was hilarious. Everybody was stopping. Traffic was stopping. People coming out the store. Don't leave. I gotta take a picture. Somebody said, I got a bullet for that. We can have some T-bones tonight. I was like, only in the hood. Only in the hood. This dude said, I got a bullet for that. We can have some T-bones tonight. I was like, you gotta watch the video though. It was so funny. I was cracking up. And then afterwards, the man he had the harnesses and everything. And he was like, you know how they be on the horse and they be like, kicking they heels on the side of the horse to make it like gallop and stuff. This cow was like, he was kicking the back of that cow, and the cow was like, I was crying. I was cracking up, y'all. But anyway, yes, please check that video out. I think I named it Riding Cows Through the Hood, or I named it something crazy like that. But it was funny. So y'all make sure y'all check that video out. Share that video because I thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh my God, people need to see this. It's not every day that you live in. I done told y'all before, yeah, I live in the hood. I live in the hood. I don't live in the projects or nothing like that. I'm not on Section 8. I'm not on low income housing. I pay my full entire rent by myself. I don't get no food stamps, no EBT, and nothing against people who really need it and don't abuse it. But you know, I just happen to live in the hood, and I'm like, ain't this some shit? And the Indian guy riding the horse, he just thought the thing was a whole joke. He was like looking like, why are these people all amused? I'm just riding a cow through the hood. I'm like, he was looking like he didn't understand why everybody was like so excited and shocked at the same time to see somebody riding a cow, a big black cow, through the hood. You said he was high. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if he was high, if he was drunk. I don't know. It was just funny. It was hilarious. I had been at work all day, and then I get off of work. I'm like, let me go to the corner store, pick me up something. And I look over to the side, and I see this big black cow over by the gas pumps. I'm like, this ain't right. This ain't right. You said he was saving gas. Oh, that took me out, y'all. That took me out. And y'all should hear the video. I was seriously like dying. I was cracking up. And then my friend, I happen to see my friend. Every time I go to that store, I see my cousins, my friends, everything. You know, it's a hood store. It's just a hood store. And so he was like, man, I can't wait till I get to work tomorrow, because he said he work at a packing house. He said, wait till I tell all my coworkers that I saw a cow in the middle of the hood. He said they is not going to believe me. He worked at the packing houses where they cut up cows. You know what they do at packing houses. Cut up cows, pigs, slaughter, all that kind of stuff. And he was like, man, wait till I tell you. He said they is not going to believe this. He said I had to record it and I had to take some pictures because my coworkers is not going to believe this at all. You said we got cows and chickens in the hood. Child, we got, okay, this is what we do have. Now, if you know anything about Nebraska, we right in the middle of the United States. It's a lot of country in Nebraska. And except for maybe like, I want to say maybe like 10 cities, 10 major cities, the rest of the state is country, rolling hills, fields, corn for days, wheat for days. I mean, cows and pigs and that's why a lot of people be like, it's black people in Nebraska. It's black people that stay in Nebraska. You know, like, it's 2019 and people still think there ain't black people that live in Nebraska. But anyway, so if you happen to be driving, if any of y'all probably who's never been in a major city in Nebraska, if you happen to just be driving through the middle of the country and you happen to go through Nebraska, you would think that the whole entire state don't nobody live there but farmers. That's what you would think, because you're probably miles and miles and miles away from the main city areas in Nebraska. And the main city here is Omaha. Then the next biggest city is Lincoln. Then we have Papillion, Ralston, La Vista, Bellevue. You know, we have other cities too, but mainly it's a country, you know, here. So trust me, even in the city and in the hood part, you know, we're not surprised if we see some chickens running around. Somebody got a chicken in their backyard. I remember one neighborhood I lived in maybe like, I don't know, maybe 8, 9 years ago. And I was dropping my youngest son off at somebody's house, at his friend's house, and we tried to try a new route, try a back way, try a shortcut to his friend's house. Mind you, his friend only stayed like, I don't know, 6 blocks. But within those 6 blocks, it was like a lot of detours. I'm like, let's try this way, go around this way. We rolled by this house that had pigs, chickens, turkeys, and I'm like, what the what? But cows, no. I've been living here all my entire life, and I've never seen a cow in the hood, let alone somebody riding it like it's a freaking horse. The cow didn't say moo. The cow was just looking like, I don't know. I'm surprised the cow didn't get scared and try to, how cows, sometimes they can get scared and they just take off and run. But y'all, anyway, check that video out. I uploaded that a few hours ago before I went live tonight. But, yeah, so other than that, though, I'm looking forward to the next episode of The Handmaid. And also, tomorrow night, I'm going to go live and we're going to discuss, which one is it? Oh, Queen Sugar. Queen Sugar had took kind of like a few week hiatus. So it's back on. It came on Thursday, I think. So we're going to discuss Queen Sugar tomorrow night. So be prepared. If y'all ain't caught up on Queen Sugar this season, try to get caught up. Try to watch the last episode if y'all have not watched the last episode, because we will be discussing that tomorrow night. But other than that, y'all, in my Tracy voice, I love how Tracy says, hey, y'all. She be like, hey, y'all. But yeah, other than that, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to play my little music. Hey. I hope y'all enjoyed the live. I hope y'all have a good night. Hey. Thanks for tuning in, Primetime Squad. And thanks to all my new subscribers. I got some new subscribers today. I don't know who you are, because sometimes when we get new subscribers, it doesn't tell you who exactly the subscriber is. Your subscriber count just goes up. So I don't know who my new subscribers are. But thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for tuning in tonight for the live review. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hey. Good night, everybody. Enjoy your evening.